What's it like managing a team coming up to one of these big games? Like preparing yourself for what you're about to say, keeping your own temperament.
Well, like the lead up, you don't mind once you're getting results in the school, but like when it gets near, see in our time we travelled to Dublin on Saturday, stayed Saturday night, so you had to have a schedule. Otherwise, like I never stopped the lads that have a drink or two that I knew there was in to have a drink or two. Cyril and Ann always had a drink or two, Conor Hayes, but there's other lads you couldn't let near because they wouldn't know how to drink. You know what I mean? That's the way it was. But we'd have
drink it out of
they wouldn't know how to stop. But like we'd have trained hard, what we'd call hard training. We used to do 3 weeks on the block. Should be considered madness now. When I say 3 weeks, no night off. Some of them would be 3 sessions a day, and then we'd take 3 days off. 3 weeks again, because that time, as Ciaran said, it was knockout. Now we'd usually play the first match against All Ireland B winners. Now they wouldn't be fantastic, but they'd have won 4 or 5 matches, and they'd be Westmeath or Antrim or Dibston, they'd be hard enough. If you won by 40 points, they were no good. If you won by 1 point, you were no good, but 1 point to do me. But then you come and you play either the Munster or Leinster champions. They'd have their campaigns over, they'd have the little place where their week filled up, whereas you're coming from Athenry, and unless you have everything right, if I pick Ciaran and he's not going well, I nearly have to give him to half time or I'll switch him, because if I pick him, I believe he's the best to be on. So you have to have to believe in not only you're the best, but you're the fittest, that you can go through the wall. And if you lose, which we often did, you come home, you're very sorry, and you have about 10 to 12,000 people tell you how to do it. But the point is, you have to wait till the following year. I would love to be involved, not like with a Galway team now, that you get the chances.
Yeah, what satisfies you as a manager? I'm only trying to think what fulfills you as a manager, because I've been involved in a few teams, and there is times when you get some bit of satisfaction. What satisfies you, or what satisfaction did you feel when you're as a manager?
When you won, but it wasn't the winning. I tell you what satisfied me, but was as you say, improving hurling, but improving as people. I love to see lads getting on well afterwards. Now, I had lads that weren't going to college that time. Everyone's going to college now. And I will admit, with an odd engineer, an odd teacher, with most other lads, I remember bringing them back to Connemara for a weekend's training. And I made them all drive back. And we had buses back there for the training. We had a big meal on the Friday night. We're up Saturday morning early. The thought wouldn't be that early, 6:30, down to a field. It was a hay field that we trained in, no hurling. That was the first session, back up, breakfast, the whole lot. But in the evening, in a room like this, overlooking the courtyard, I said, look out there, lads. Ciaran, Carey, when you started me, what had you? Had your car? No. What are you driving now? I went through every one of them. Now, some of them were qualified, but most of them weren't. They all had picked up jobs and all had cars. Now I said, look at my car. I have a Toyota Starlet the whole time. So don't be telling me there's nothing out of hurling. If you're good enough and put it in, and don't kill a lad in the disco, there's plenty out of it, if you can, you know what I mean? So, you know, that to me, to improve fellas, and like you'll all know, like, winning or losing, these guys become friends for life. They'll back one another, they'll back the other teams. For Tony Keeley's funeral, for example, I got a shock when I looked out. Now there's a big crowd, and the next thing I see the whole Tipperary team coming that we fought with. Tried to kill them. They tried to kill us. That was what it was. If you could, like within the law. But they were all there. And I remember Bobby Ryan coming over and he said, "Geez," he said, "look it." He said, "If you win once, isn't it enough? What difference does it make if you could win once, you know?" So the game is big, but the life is bigger. And like if you get lads to understand that, to play the game hard, play it fair, but to develop themselves and develop, say, their job and whatever else to get into, that to me was the biggest satisfaction.
Good answer.
Is it the answer you were hoping for? Huh? Is it the answer you were hoping for?
It was, now, to be fair, because, you know, I'd have the same mentality. You know, you look after a squad, you hope that you leave a very positive mark on them for the right reason, and exactly what he says there. You know, you need to get all these guys, you need to get into their heads, you need to get to know them, you need to make sure that they're all happy in the sport and out of the sport. And I suppose when you're implementing a certain type of a game then with a squad, okay, and it might take a bit of time, but you're on the line and your arms are folded and you're looking out and you're saying, yes, that's why I got involved in management for. And that's the closest one can get than putting on the jersey and still playing. No, nothing is going to touch that. But the nearest thing is if you can get the squad to implement a certain type of a game, and eventually they do it, and they do it on the biggest day makes it sweeter again. With everything that he said, yeah, bang on.
For more exclusive content, go to patreon.com/OurGame.